Welcome back to Journey to Ragnarok. We are now episode 6, where we left off. Our adventurers, or Norsemen, thought they saw an abandoned house. And as our Menage went in to investigate, he found a witch who lived there. And things are now turning a little differently than what we expected. So, for a recap, as we remember, you guys were moving from Dre Mandibu to follow the footprints, large footprints, into the woods. You made it there. They disappear under some underbrush near an abandoned house. Menage went to go investigate it, ascending the stairs, the door flinging open, and there was inside this, I would say, beautiful but fetish-filled room, house, and inside a woman dressed in fox pelts and tattooed with her legs and her bottom lip, eventually going to the point where your white raven memory flies on in, preventing the whole, I guess, argument or encounter to cease. So, that being said, let us continue where we left off. As this female politely asks you, come on in.
All right. As those two are, as all of them are starting to get their stuff out, I put my bow away. You guys said you were charging in last time.
Well, we were getting ready to start heading up towards them.
As I
Can't
start-
exactly charge up like a probably
I mean, you can. But I
creaky,
put my bow away.
a creaky staircase. We'd probably fall through.
Sorry. And I'll head in.
Guess we're kind of
I'll bring up the rear.
You guys go inside, approaching with caution. Svenner, as you're the last one to enter the place, the door behind you quietly shuts behind you. Inside, directly, you check it, it seems unlocked. Inside, in the middle of this vast room, is a hearth laid out, stonework with a fire pit in the middle. From there, it goes about a step or two into separate rooms, 2 on each, and then dead ahead of you, a much bigger room. There is no upstairs or downstairs. On the far end, where you see this auburn-haired female, as she subtly starts stirring the cauldron again, and she seems to be talking to your white raven. From there, she grabs him and throws him upwards as he flies up, and you see him like come up onto a perch up top on the rafters, grab like a spice or something and bring back down, hands it to her. She spritzes some more into the cauldron. What brings you here, Fate Touched?
Found a trail leading back here.
Did you know?
In the center of the town. Wouldn't have to know anything about that, would you?
And if I did, would you think I'd tell you?
No, but I figured there'd be no reason to, considering we couldn't match you anyway.
Smart. Yes, the creature that you've probably been following is a son of mine. From there, we will not be talking about him anymore. I wouldn't want you to unleash his ire. And you can skip the threats, I assure you, if you do want to meet a quick end. So, maybe a service I can do for you instead.
So, shifting my figure a little bit, going up into more of a stand-up stance, walking towards cauldron. What's that you're making here?
Oh, a mix of many things. One would say supper for the evening when my sisters return.
Ooh, pleasant. As such, I was hoping to get information. Nothing more, nothing less.
What kind of information would you be after? You may have heard something about my making of potions. Is that what you're interested in? I take coin, silver.
That'd be a wonderful thing. We'll circle back to that. Ways to avoid. More or less. We don't want to bother you or any of your kin. We just want to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Happen again. At this time, you notice as you're talking to her that a firefly goes in your vision, and about 9 more with it as they just slowly hover and levitate around you. No real designation on where they go, just all about you.
Just every now and then, just twitching a little when it gets near me. Don't want what happened to Ragnarok to happen elsewhere.
What happened at Ragnarok?
The town's been ransacked. Of course. The only people there anymore are the inside. Inside. I want to see if she's faking all of this. 16 was inside.
I'm just sticking kind of close
19.
to the door. He seems to know who this is. I don't.
Is there something in the firefly?
You can tell from her how she's acting, there is a sense of she is uncertain of what actually has happened at Ragnarok.
Currently, as is, we've been destined to avoid anything to happen like this in the future. And we want to make sure we don't bother your kin, as it were. Could you perhaps assist us in this measure, so we don't bother you to the point where you have to take this action again?
I do not know where to begin. I don't know this action you speak of, but I don't recall what effects have occurred at Ragnarok. A few of the patrons would come my way, and if they needed some help, I would assist them.
Let's stop with this serious matter for a second, and go to one a little bit more lighthearted, shall we? My companion here has grown deaf. I need assistance in curing it. Would you perhaps know how?
Which one?
The one over there, I point to the firefly. The one playing fireflies.
Just pointing at her.
Come here, sweetie.
I'm gonna kind of guide you over there.
How much coin do you have?
Most likely enough.
Most likely. So if I have to...
And I haven't quite charged for your services before.
Well, my services are rather simple. They do cost just a little bit. So let me see what the issue is. What did she encounter?
Nothing too serious. It was a fight out in the woods against where we found Memory over there. I didn't quite see what happened, but it was just against some wolves.
Yeah, as you approach, you look at this female. She looks gorgeous. She's got this tattoo on her lip. She wears these foxtail auburn hair that's short, and the runic tattoos that stick out on her leg. But the legs are what makes you focus on. She looks at you. She caresses your face as she grabs a slight part of your hair and just pulls it right out of your head. She puts it in the cauldron, and you see it kind of flicker a different color. Grabs a little vial, puts it in there. And the two. You drink it. Your hearing comes back in full.
Thank you.
Oh, she speaks.
Appreciate it.
How much? 27.
You can do that. So I pull out the 20 silver and hand it to her. Now back on to serious matters. As is, I just wish for... I have encountered your pain twice now. As such, I wish to not have to do it anymore. You understand why?
Whom did you encounter?
Not sure. I'm going to start talking about the first encounter, and then watch her face, try and read it. Back, months ago, we were on an expedition to find who's been hunting our men. I woke up at one of our campsites to find 10 of them gone. 10 of our men gone, with only their clothes remaining. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
You said 10.
Yes.
Not at all.
Not at all. 19.
You can tell she's hiding something for sure.
No matter. I hold no grudge anymore. But the other encounter is the one that we're currently stuck in. The one where the town is seemingly gone. So, as I've said before, I'd wish to not have to meet your brethren again, if possible. Is there any way we could do that?
Brethren?
Sisters, brethren, things of the like.
My sisters, of course. That is on you. You're the one who came through my door. I was just here in the woods, minding my own business, making sap.
Well, so it was more of a converse, since like you've asked. Seemingly asking to see if there's anything that can be done, rather than letting it continue to happen. You just said you would be here for services, correct?
I did say that. If you want, I can read a palm.
But before she says that, is there any place for me to sit down?
There is not.
No? Alright, then I'm just going to try and, like, not standing anywhere, just lean against something. Just to make it seem more of a casual conversation. Perhaps. That'd be quite an interesting thing to do. How much would that be?
For the fate touch that comes in here as she approaches you.
That's another thing I want to talk about, but continue with this.
This charge is for free. All I need, and she gets real close, almost uncomfortably, as she crushes your hair, and she just pricks a piece of hair from you and turns around, and just right into the cauldron.
What's that one for?
Oh, this one lets me know on who you are.
Who I am. I'm no one special.
She takes a small vial, dips in there, and drinks it.
Just your average little hunter.
And yet you lie.
Just an hunter. Nothing more. Nothing less. So, this palm reading?
This palm reading.
As I will...
Do I know what palm reading is?
You do. It's just a basic palm reading. A few people do it and they can read their future and know what they are, and others are just cold calling and can just read your own personality from who you are.
And I will show her my palm.
She just looks at your palm.
Is I don't know how this works, I'm sorry to say.
What you've said is true, except there weren't 10 people. There were 11. Were there?
He doesn't answer.
Seems you are destined for other things. Bound. Torn apart. Your adventure is going to take you elsewhere, to a place you are not comfortable with.
That makes sense.
Granted, I'm just looking at your palm. I actually don't know how to read it.
Yes, thank you. So,
And this one, Nail. You don't have to tell me your name. I already found out. You're the daughter of someone important. But your clan has been inactive for a while, hasn't it? There is trouble brewing, and it will come sooner than you think. Are you two interested? Just a prick of blood or hair, and I can learn all about you.
Before
Just kind of take my little mug and just shake it.
before this continues,
She's listening as she's walking over to...
Oh, right
Ragnarok.
next to you, because I
Oh,
got her over.
yeah.
let's talk about this fate touched.
Yes, you have been touched by the gods, the Asir. It is unknown of what's going to happen, but in the near future I can predict what you're going to do. She takes another drink of the cauldron. Ragnarok's your name. Small farmer girl? Nothing too shabby. Your master. Where did you learn your runes? Where did you learn your runes?
I never saw it.
But who is your master? It's not clear for some reason. No matter.
It's a name I haven't heard in a while.
And thus curious. Two of you are positive. Dicey crows, you former. But you are a fair warrior. What of you, quiet one?
I know who I am. I don't need you to tell me. I don't need to know my future. The gods have in store what they have in store.
A lone wolf. Few come this far in the woods.
As such, since we have nothing to gain here or only to lose.
Oh, you have stuff to gain here. But it looks like something is coming to you real soon. Fortunately, I have a gift for you, Ragnarok. Something I'm supposed to give you. She goes through, kind of messing with some of her stuff. You see memory going from part of the rafters, jumping from one area to another. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. She pulls out small, looks to be it's wooden, and it has intricate runes detailed into it. She hands it to you. This is the rune of Yggdrasil. It's powerful. Too powerful. I don't know how to mess with it myself, but it should come naturally on the hands of a rune master. Make a knowledge authority check.
While she's doing that, you said someone gave it to you.
Found it.
Where did you find it?
In the woods.
24.
You can tell that there is some ancient, powerful magic to this. And to activate it is relatively simple, but only in the hands of a rune master. It's a teleportation. It can put you where you've been before. Not to new places, but to old.
Haven't seen something like this before.
It is yours, free of charge.
Can I tell if it has to teleport to certain, spots, or does it just have to be where I go?
Once you activate it, you'll know. But it seems it'll cost a lot to activate, depending on whom and what goes through.
Your patronage is much appreciated. Is there anything else here, or?
You wanted to procure some of my wares.
Of course I did, but it seems like what I'm looking for isn't here.
I know what you're looking for. You came here to look for one thing. And the one thing I won't tell you. It's for the good of everyone in this room. Unfortunately, you did make a mistake. One of yourselves. And all of you died, massacred in this room. I was the first. Someone lost their cool.
Inside. Oh, that's good. 15?
Reading her her looks and how she's looking at you, it's not a bluff. You can sense that she is telling the truth from how accurate she's been talking. This is not something you want to force. Like whatever this force is, whatever this creature that she's hiding her son, it is something not to be reckoned with.
One more thing before we depart. One of us here has come into contact with a deal maker, one that we are not a fan of.
She looks over at Center.
No. The other one.
Oh.
The one in the corner.
He's like, I'm good. It's fine. My problem. It's okay. I don't believe in no witch.
Of course. Well, that's that. Any other wares that might interest us?
My sisters also do a few things that you might like, but they're not here right now. Maybe another time.
When will they be back?
It isn't known. We seem to never be in the same house at the same time. Going out, gathering things that we need, or our crazy potions and spells.
That's fun things.
Thank you. Before I go, speak with handles real quick. Okay. I appreciate your assistance in helping us get here. Thank you.
You see, remember, you just come back down and lands on the perch on your shoulder. She told me to stay with you, Raven Speech.
So, we're not departing from each other? Right. Out of Crow. Crow Raven. Raven Crow. Bird speech. Alright. Well, this report will be found.
How many days is it?
It is night.
It is nighttime.
We don't have a camp set up here, right?
Mm-mm.
That's, room of yours. Useful?
Can we?
Mind if we stay the night before we depart?
Unfortunately, no.
Of course. Let's keep going.
If you need to leave, though, I'd recommend using it.
Do I know how to use this thing?
You do. After understanding, just looking at it, it is a simple, basic concept. It's just ancient language and runes are littered on it, so a normal person couldn't read it, but a rune master has a vast understanding of how it works.
Let's do say. Guess we're going to try it.
Alright. Let's try it outside before we do anything. In case anything.
Look at her. Does she say anything back towards us like, let's go outside, yard, or?
No, doesn't pay any mind, just stirring the cauldron, looking back, looking at your group.
Before I go, what was your name again?
Dunavek.
With thought. Have a wonderful day. As I started walking out.
I thought we were going to kill a monster.
Can't fight that one.
Why?
Too strong. Kills in an instant.
The 10 fireflies follow you all the way to the door, and then they disperse.
I'm kind of start messing with this to use once we get outside.
Walking downstairs.
See if I can figure out what this cost is while we're going.
Nail, get your ring back. Good.
Thank you.
No problem.
Alright, and so you begin casting the spell. Runes surround your Futhark circle. Inside, a portal opens up. Colors of turquoise and sage swirl around like waters of a lake. Inside, you note of images of Midgar. From Raven's Eye view, a light shines where Uppsala is.
I walk in first.
You walk in first. You lose one level, first level slot. Just him going through, it requires a level of each person. So, for instance, if you have 5 people with you, you have to sacrifice 5 levels.
So like 5 different spell slots?
5 levels. So if you have a 2nd level slot, that's 2 people. If you have a 3rd level spell slot, that's 3 people. 1st level spell slot, that's 1 person. It also looks like you can only go places that you have been. So you know that Uppsala you can go to, and Dre Mandabu. And Vampiros, yes.
It's a good thing I'm writing down names of places.
I'm like, oh god, I want to go back.
I'll be the last one for make sure, because I don't know for sure if it stays with one time over.
You guys find yourself, it's this teleport. I'm assuming everyone's going through? Yeah. You find yourselves walking among the vast, giant branches of Yggdrasil itself. Just, you feel the course, you already know where you're going, where you need to go. You know, every turn, like the back of your hand, it just puts you in the direction that you need to go. Eventually, you find the other edge of the portal. You return to Uppsala. The sky looks to be early hours of morning. From Yggdrasil, you hear a ferocious roar that sends birds to the sky and fear to the front of the mind. The sound of a horn follows afterwards. You hear a battle happening from below near the Pilgrims Camp. You guys are back in Uppsala, but it's morning.
Rush that way.
Get to any angle where you can look over and see.
I'm not even looking, going, running towards it.
After you cross the bridge, you spot the battle. Debris of wood, leather, and rope fly into the air. Among the camp stands a large brown bear. It wore a helm with a great axe in one of its hands. Cuts and scars litter its body. Its maw was covered in blood. Its eyes were bewitched with rage. Some of the druids try to bind the creature, binds bursting from the ground to pin it, but the creature tears through them with no effort of slowing. From the corner of your eye, you spot the boy and Limrun running from the creature. The bear charges at them with great speed. Spexfitter stands in its way. The old rune master's arms light up as he extends his hands to the sky. Trees sprout from the ground, forming a wall. The bear hacks and slashes with little damage. From behind, 3 warriors, including Baldwin, charge the beast with axe and shield. What do you do?
Going?
Yeah.
I would also like to go.
I'm gonna start trying to make my way over.
To give you an idea of what you're looking at, since I know you guys are like, oh, we know Uppsala. All right, so up here is the hilltop where the tree of Yggdrasil is, not the actual tree that they call it. There's a bridge that extends this way that you guys just finished crossing. Over here is the Pilgrims Camp, where people from out of town, out of the village, come here to pay visit for their own spiritual faith guidance, and there's a camp way over here. This here, these lines, represent a kind of like a stairs or another bridge that is descending downward to the sacrificial stone where they sacrifice, usually could be anything from animals to people to the gods. Other than that, any other questions? Tents, as you see, these lines represent a lot of movement coming in. That's the depression that's going downward.
Okay.
All right. It's not enough to hurt yourself, so if you fall, you'll have to make a certain check, but you won't hurt yourself. You'll pretty much roll down it. It's a steep hill. Yeah, let's do some Anish bish. Ivy, what'd you get?
17.
24.
Neil?
6. Oh, that's not now.
4.
We're starting out strong, guys.
First time I've ever rolled not double digits for initiative. Calm down.
Okay, now all this is like minutes.
I'm sorry I'm a dex person. I'm sorry I can't roll a 28.
But can you get to
I rolled
28?
a 2.
Savannah, like always, you get to start this battle first.
Weird.
Oh, never happens. Zero. First time. First round.
35? Can I be put right here?
Everything in here is not considered difficult terrain.
Yeah, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35. So then I'm gonna swipe at them with my sword. My short sword. Short sword does a 18 hit.
Yes.
Okay. That is 8 points of piercing damage. I would then like to use a key point to flurry of blows. Does a 16 hit.
Yes, it does.
That is takes 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Does a 13 hit?
Yes.
Shit. It is 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
As you go up and completely attack this bear with a relentless attack, just short sword followed by another hit, and you're hitting this like padded fur, but it's striking as it was slashing at these trees. Taking that hit, the tension averts to you.
And then I would like to move here, drop my backpack,
Move it, move here.
Pause real quick. These backpacks.
You have backpacks?
I got kind of backpacks.
That's because every single session he's ever played, he's always had so much backpack.
Backpack. Next is the monster.
Oh, right. I forgot it goes right after me. Whoops. Probably should have dodged. Nah, dude, no.
Quality bear impression.
I was gonna say, I can quite get that sound back.
We need to isolate real quick. Hey, Shay, do it again.
Samaritan?
Yeah.
Oh, so much better though.
Natty 20.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh,
I'm going down, y'all.
oh no.
It's fine.
Is it?
Is it?
Okay, shut up, guys. That's fair.
I just destroyed souls this time.
We're doing cards, that's right.
So we got another death party
I
member.
just left the witch, and now I'm gonna end up blind, guys. You know, Spinner just has to go on a life journey. He's gonna skedaddle.
Way of the blind monk.
It's gonna come back like Zatoichi. You know what? I like how this turned out. This is a...
When he goes blind? Agreed.
When you attack this bear, it turns to you and chases after you, catching up with you with great speed. You see it drop its great axe as it comes at you with both paws in the air, and it grabs at you. You can feel the claws tearing into your back as it grabs a hold of you. You're grappled. And just slams you on the ground. You suffer a total of 28 points of damage. Just let everyone know, it recklessed. Cool.
What else does it do to me?
That's it. So the crit is called Tangled, meaning I do double damage, and it grapples you, and then I got you with another solid hit, which totals out to be 28 points of damage. Ragnhild, your go. As you see the bear right on top of Svenner, blood cakes the ground behind him.
Everybody get ready. And then I'm going to draw my rune in the circle on the ground, and I will put it right here.
You mean you don't have a thing?
You don't have a thing?
I don't have one that's that big, I don't think.
You don't
Do
have
I?
10 by 10.
10 by 10?
This one?
You know what? That sounds good. I like that one. Does it work? Pick a circle. It's a random.
2 by 2s.
That works.
What is that supposed to be?
Moonbeam!
Oh.
Really?
Moonbeam!
And then I'm going to use my reaction, because I can't really do anything. Ah! I'll use it as a bonus action, I guess. I don't really have a choice otherwise. 9.
So,
It just quickly lights up around you and just...
Anyway, Menage, go ahead.
First of all, I see if he has any vitals, so I'm gonna do favorite foe. And then I said that's over 20.
You hit.
Be surprised.
As the arrow gets launched, the bird goes with it. 9 damage. Nope, 19 damage. Sharpshooter. So, as is, it's always the same, except this time unexpectedly, memory goes in with the arrow, seemingly following it, to hit it with the beak and swoop back up back to me.
Like at the moment of impact, a bunch of ravens burst out, like it goes through them, and then swoops back around, back on your shoulder.
That does sound super cool. Did it look at me when I did that?
Mm-mm.
Thank you. I don't want to stay put. I'm good.
Nail.
I'm gonna rage and I'm charging at that bear.
get advantage.
22?
All right, that's a hit. 14 hold damage. All right, you go up and bring up your battle axe out, and you slash at it while it has Svenner grappled. You see a giant gash inside of its body. Still. Malzahar and people. Fireball!
I have a D&D question.
I hope I have a not a D&D answer.
So if I were to push him via ability, would that break a grapple?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
By the way, the firebolt does hit.
Ooh, good for him.
For 3 damage.
Yeah!
Malzahar shoots in one of the runic firebolts right toward him as the 3 start going around him. Start just anything they can with their shields up, they start attacking at the bear. Next up is Svenner. It looks blooded.
Yeah, I'm just gonna attack.
Alright, so far, no bad things, you're just grappled.
So the 13 hit.
Not with that not advantage.
What?
You get advantage, bud.
Why do I get advantage?
Because he's reckless.
Oh, because that's why you told it. Right, okay, yeah. That's 20 something.
That is a hit.
4 points of piercing damage.
He's dead.
We went. Took him out. Alright, I'm gonna flurry again.
He's that jump, no. Good.
That's 18 to hit, 5 points of bludgeoning, and 19 to hit, 6 points of bludgeoning.
Just anything. This thing has you grappled, its paws raking your back, and you're just anything from elbows to locks. You get him right into the jaws. It's going for a bite and just missing you. Just its turn. I would like to reckless again.
Uh-oh.
It's fine, he doesn't want to hit me.
No. He rolled 90.
No. It went 22. You see the bear. It's like you hit him in the jaw. It rears back. You see one of its paws strike at Baldwin's shield as it tears off, and Baldwin himself is sent reeling. It goes back to you, Svenner, and this one does strike at you. 4. 11 points of damage.
I'm down! Like exactly. I was really hoping his max was like 10. Yeah.
Its giant paw comes down and it just it's like this crunch. You guys hear this crack on Svenner's sternum. Next up is Ragnhild.
Does the bear let go?
It doesn't look like it, no.
I'm going up.
Moonbeam!
And spare the dying. And kind of just
Okay, so I'm stable. Cool.
kind of grab onto his kind of touch onto him while the bear is just like going.
Is that bear like reared back and like
Was
roaring,
not paying attention.
roaring in defiance at everything around him? How would you like to describe your spare the dying?
I'm assuming he's laid like
Back against the ground.
this. So I kind of come up and kind of like just put my hand like under his head and kind of just warm him up, and just make sure that warmth just kind of stays. And once I can feel it staying, and I see him breathe, I kind of just let go and just.
A fiery tint on where his skull is, as it just like lights up, and you see sudden like little embers burning bright around him. Okay.
And then I feel back up.
Ragnhild, is that it?
Yes.
Next up is Menage.
A drawing my bow back. This time with the same snake tip arrow, but with its fangs buried, seemingly ready to strike it. And roll. And if I hit or not, you're going to need to make a save. That's a 16. That's a 16. That's an 20.
Okay.
I need you to make a strength saving throw. I know, but if it stops him from attacking you,
It stops him from attacking you.
the first one then.
Painful poke. So double damage. So your first part of the damage. So what is it? What are you rolling?
I am rolling a d4,
4 plus
a d8, a d6,
18.
and another d6.
24.
So 24 damage is already on the field.
Yes.
Okay, plus you're rolling the exact stuff. So go ahead.
19. Plus 29.
Okay. How would you like to kill him?
As the arrow draws back, the snake seemingly comes to life in the air and wraps around him and goes for the neck.
Yeah, it strikes at its body as it's reeled back as the snake coils around it, and its jaws find its maw, its throat underneath the bloody mess there, and just clamps on as it tries to strike at it, and it's flailing as it falls to the ground, trying to get back up, and to no avail. And the bear just crumbles, and you can see it start tightening up.
It is restrained if it comes back to life.
You watch as soon as the bear hits the ground, as their straining of the snake starts getting more of its coil, the form itself starts shifting, almost like this steam, this heat starts evaporating into the air, and its form begins to take a smaller measure. It becomes human in design. You see that the helm is still on its head. You see scars litter this man's body. Its weight equivalent to that of Nail. Furs and breeches on its body, bare feet. Looks like it's been just rugged, but it just, you see a tattoo imprinted on its forehead. But it looks death, lifeless.
Anyone gonna tell us what's going on? As I quickly run over to Svenner.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of walk back up and
Can I see if I recognize him?
do my shit.
Rolling in wisdom.
While we're doing this, can I come back up and heal him?
This is what that symbol looks like.
Okay.
13.
13. He does look familiar. You don't know him by name, but you have seen him before. But he was younger last time you saw him.
Can I kind of walk up and heal him real quick?
Okay.
Seeing that she's healing this better, I'm gonna go to the bear, or has been bear. See if there's any way I can
Just kinda
save.
heal you here and just
see
kinda
what's going on. Just like
tap
save
him in
him
the face.
where
Yeah,
he's
he-
not dying.
Kind of tap you away.
Yeah, he dead.
And like put my arm under yours and trying to like
50 points of damage.
help you up.
He's dead.
I'm kind of just trying to move you a little bit.
I'm just gonna close his eyes.
Baldwin.
She's got her phone.
Yeah, Baldwin comes up. You can see that there's a minor cut on his shoulder, and whatever remains of his shield, the half of it just shredded off. It's just like dragging it. Just, ugh.
I'm doing a lot of groaning and not a lot of talking.
What happened here?
Came out of the blue, just like you. One minute we were enjoying. I was preparing to go for a hunt, and then this thing bust through the wood like some mad boar. It ripped apart a few of the tents, throwing everything which way. I'm not sure how many people it has killed, but it seemed to have a destination. It was going for the boy.
I'm assuming bad trailing.
I don't know. I've never seen anything like this before. Svenner, are you okay?
I have him kind of up over my shoulder, kind of holding him up.
Yes.
You see the roots from the plants, from the tree that specks that are put up, as I just slowly just like decompose and then just wither away into nothing.
I'm gonna start looking for tribal tattoos that would indicate this tribe.
Right?
A star root check.
Investigation? Because I would have seen hers.
Either one.
I mean, both are 3, so either way, you know? 11.
There's no affiliation that this is a wit tribe that they belong to. It's a good assumption that it's probably from the Bear Warriors and by the overall.
That it turned into a bear.
That's the thing. There has been no recollection of that.
Baldwin, you held yourself well. Good job. No.
So if you're on the right,
Well, not that. Do you know this person? Do you know this tribe? I'm assuming it's bad.
I've seen around.
One of yours? That's odd.
Maybe across the street, don't know.
I guess I should probably move where I am. I am literally right there.
Me too.
I'm just like,
Specs Visitor looks at the creature. Doesn't say anything, just quiet, watching this creature as the snake that took form on its neck slowly starts turning back into a normal, to wood. You can see some foam at this man's mouth, dead.
Can I borrow your tome for a minute? Give him someone that he can rest with it. As I'm holding him, Venero.
Baldwin was talking to the two that was with him. Bring him to my house. We'll stay there for the evening. You can rest there. I have a warm fire and soup.
I'll be back in a second.
of course.
Walk him over.
Where's the kid?
Specs Visitor chimes in. He should be safe for now.
We have news of what happened. Remember who? During the interval?
We can discuss this later.
I started recovering my arrows that I shot two.
I have many questions. You two. Find out who survived and who didn't. I will get a few crows and investigate who or what this person is. We will meet again.
I'm going to use this memory to help me locate bodies.
Going through, you guys spend the majority of your day. As you find out, looks like the bear itself has killed 3 people. There's a burial. You guys start getting some boulders. One was a warrior, and even Baldwin was there for that, as he takes an axe and puts it on top of his chest, and you guys bury it with him. Svenner, you recuperate at Baldwin's house.
I was going to drop him off there, go back, grab his bag, and come back and watch him, make sure he doesn't
Let's see.
kind of help around with litter and whatnot.
Which sucks. It was an 8.
Hey.
Traded for a 1.
Aww.
Shame.
For the trade.
16.
Yeah, everything gets cleaned up. You start making sure that the pilgrims are all right. You haven't heard anything from Lemron or the boy. The body gets taken to the temple for further investigation for whatever specs that are meant by that. But the evening comes, and eventually the early parts of night, as you all find yourself back at Baldwin's place.
It's quite the comfort of being back here again.
Bald.
Sorry.
So at least this is somewhere we know we can stay.
Is Baldwin here?
He comes out of his door as you see that he's got like a good chunk of woodenware, some bowls and such, and a bag that he's holding onto. You can see that his arm is wrapped, and as the door opens, when he comes through, you can see his broken shield on the inside. He hasn't made any time to repair it, but he comes outside where you enjoy near a fire and another batch of food. As he goes to each one of you and starts handing you a bowl. Never expected to see the Bearbane come out of nowhere.
Bearbane?
A name, a title for your group. I am curious, how'd you get here? You've been gone for over a week, and then, like, the Valkyries coming to take you. You've just appeared when needed.
We found it, and I took an interest that helped us get a bit of a room.
A powerful item,
It's quite helpful.
and it just got you here. You're not apparitions.
No,
It goes to
Thomas.
pushes you.
Thomas.
You're here.
We have had quite the journey.
Just so you know that lives loose.
Yeah, it doesn't
It's
fit.
too big.
Okay, I was like, I don't know.
That's what she said.
But I'm more concerned about what's been going on here.
Everything was in order. Every day, go out, hunt. Nothing too strenuous. Weather would change day by day. And all of a sudden, this bear attacked. It was odd, seeing it wearing a helm, and even more disturbing to see a great axe in its own clutches, bigger than a normal brown bear I've seen. And it just came in, rabid, lashing out, destroying anything in its path like a wild boar. And by that time I got a few of my allies, and that's when you showed up. We've dealt with the creature.
You called it Bearsbane?
Called you Bearbane.
Oh.
Or Cursebane should be the more appropriate.
But has anything odd happened since we gone besides that, or?
Nothing odd has happened at all. It relatively has been peaceful. Are you good, Lone Wolf? You were hurt there. I did spot Blotter. He left a day ago. Probably another, what's the word? Immersions to visit another one of the clans. Maybe,
Which one?
I'm unsure.
It seems like one of the clans has made us unwelcome again. Two, if we count today. What is... Are we to the gold now, or...?
I don't know. I'm uncertain.
Oh, you did great in battle. I appreciate the help. Thank you. Thank you.
Around the raging fire, enjoying good company with Baldwin and your companions, sharing stories and tales of what has happened, Yuhin, memory, flies up to the nearest tree and turns to face toward the village. From it, you hear the approaching movements of someone. A cloaked figure enters the firelight. He was tall and his beard hung low. It was Spexeter. Baldwin stands up. Spexeter, the hour's late. What brings you out here? I've come to discuss what happened today.
Then shall we?
We shall. He looks about, finding a comfortable seat.
Kind of help broke or something.
You see Baldwin put down like on a log, puts a fur blanket or a fur pelt over a log, and Spexeter, sits down. It's quiet. He looks at the fire. Go ahead. I first want to thank you for coming when you did, which leads to how you managed to be here so fast. You left 10 days ago, and yet you arrive here.
An item of
Little bit
assistance helped us.
Assistance.
It allowed us to get here quicker than a normal person should be able to do.
Like the steed of Sleipnir.
Perhaps. It was more like climbing the E6. But that's beyond
Gonna inside you.
Yeah. I guess I'm not really deceptioning.
You are though.
Am I? Okay. It's a 16 plus 3, so 19.
No matter I'm glad you were here when you arrived. You have questions.
Perhaps.
There is no perhaps. Fate touched. You have questions. What would you like to know?
That there. Is that a item you would have got something you knew about beforehand?
I do not. That person, that bear, and what we saw, you guys traveled far, far distance. Do you believe it belongs to your clan, male? There is dark magic about it. It was a bear warrior. Something is going on, if we like it or not. The way it wanted to feast upon the boy draws a concern. A concern which will follow a favor. One that I'm going to ask you to do.
Not there would be.
I would like you to go and see why the mountain remains quiet. Why, after such a long time, that something like this would come to us. I believe it's time for Mail to find out what has happened to her people, and why many crows who have gone there have never returned.
So what I'm hearing is you expect us to go there and return?
I don't expect you to go there. I expect a response, if you choose to go there or not. The winter will keep moving.
How about, before I give that response, we say what we found?
Of course.
In the village, we found that Odin's eye seemingly there. Only Odin's eye.
What of its people?
Dead. All in a large fire in the middle of town.
Did Odin kill them?
No. They blamed it on the wolves. They're wrong. It's a group of
Normal wolves or the wolves of shadow?
clans of the shadows. They claim it was them, and they even hiked a few outside of town. We bed down for the night. But before we did that, I found tracks of what seemingly large creature seemed to be the cause, not them. As we bed down, they lit our house on fire. We escaped, followed the tracks to a witch's hut. We couldn't deal with them.
What did you find at this hut?
A beautiful woman, covered in tattoos, things of that nature.
What did she offer you?
Tellings of futures, fortunes, things of that nature. I declined. But she said, no matter what happens if the fight broke out, we lose. She's correct.
Was she hiding something?
I couldn't read her. I was able to talk to her and get out. But from what I've seen, there are 3 or 4 of them. And brother seems she's hiding that.
Do you mean her son?
Yes. Covenants, you brother, sister, doesn't matter where you're born.
Coven implies of 3.
Only saw the one of them. The tracks led to her hut, and as such I believe she is the one who caused it. That or the one she's hiding. We could not take her with 20 of us. That much I can say with certain.
A wise decision. Lone Wolf, what do you think of this story? Odin's Eye blames you for the destruction of that village. Are they correct?
That was the village of the Shadow Wolves. Why would we destroy it?
The same reason as your hut or building burned down. A political game.
The wolves don't have to resort to dirty tricks for political gain. King Asborn is following some new heretical god. That should be enough to turn everyone against him.
Those born of the flame. I have heard of this.
Can I insight this man to see if he's grilling for an answer, or is he doing it because he already knows?
Go ahead. You're unsure. Looking at Spexvitter, it's hard to read. Looks like he's just evaluating. He's taking everything into his surroundings of everyone's story and what they think of things.
Okay.
What of you, Cursed Bane?
But there are people that does their choices. I don't believe the wolves do this for our behind.
They wouldn't flee any when they do this to their own people. Not along other people.
Dremanbu has been a game of tug and war between both Shadow Wolves and Odin's Eye. It'd be hard to believe that the Odin's Eye or even the Shadow Wolves would kill their own people. Somebody knows something.
An outside influence, perhaps? It would align with the fate.
It's possible. Was it a fight?
Or
The ones who fell,
didn't look good.
describe them to me.
I'm gonna start describing them. Because I've seen it before, I believe. I'm gonna start describing the gash marks of the people in the town.
People
And
torn in half.
the small wolf, the children who were put on pikes.
They weren't children, they were...
Oh, the normal people put on pikes, and how it didn't seem like there was a real fight.
Something about that story doesn't add up. Something is off.
We had to leave
So
them.
now it was quite moody when they were around too.
Did you catch his name?
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Jarl Gundabald.
Gundabald. Gundabald. Strong man. He would do anything for his Jarl. Something to think about. Another issue that arises.
There are a few other fated encounters on the way there. If you wish to go over that.
The journey was for you. The destination was from my own curiosity. From what the story you told, the vision, it all makes sense. And somehow, that boy, he is connected. Blotter has been sent to hell, capital of Odin's Eye, to talk with their Jarl. We are neutral. I wish to keep a peace of neutrality.
And they break that when they attacked us.
Trying to set us aflame.
Or they just sprout something else. Is it a setup for the Odin's Eye?
A lot of questions,
No answers.
no answers. What we do know, something is happening on Norvgr, the mountain to the south. Something is happening there. Crows do not speak. The mountain remains quiet.
Thinking about would I know how long it would take us, and if we're prepared enough to get there?
It would take you a while. If you're looking for the closest spot from the knowledge that you know about the ruin of Yggdrasil, if you go as far south as you can, which is probably Ragnarok, and then from there begin your trek, you're looking on foot, average, versus the weather itself, 46 days.
So I don't think there's any. We're upward.
If food is your concern, I can keep up the food.
That's not. It's the weather. So
I figured that would be exciting.
Let's see how long it would take using that.
Survival.
15.
It is hard to gauge from where you start and where the destination is. If you're going to the home of Siste Clarna, I believe that's what it's called, maybe from Dre Mandibu, 50 days total, maybe. But again, it's hard to gauge with the weather and the hazards that are at your disposal.
If we are to make such a trek, we will need supplies.
Especially more weatherproofing.
Yes.
It's not fun to get killed like that.
Is looking at specs. Is there any way perhaps that we could acquire some easier ways to help us travel?
No. We may be able to give you a few rations, but inevitably you'll have to find food for yourself.
Of course.
I'm not concerned about food. I can supply us with food right there, like
As is, looks like we have a place of contention. We can make the travel.
do you know if there's any spare
But I have to take
weather gear?
I think it is Viking Pass.
You'll have to talk to the villagers around here. Maybe they have something they can part with.
Let's take stock of our supplies.
On the map we have, do we have the mountains on the map?
I think that's when you guys.
No, you had it. Because I asked where you were like, it's mine. And I'm like,
It goes a little bit past Raymandaboo, but it doesn't show mountains.
We might have to try and find someone to have one. It's not here closer.
let's pick this conversation back up when we know what supplies we have. Because as is, we would not survive the trail or path with the clothing we have currently. We will freeze to death before we get there.
Feel what trees that were remembered.
Let's look, and if needed, we can try and scrounge something up. Agreed?
The Bear Warriors believe in the 9 virtues. Their villages will not turn you away if you seek shelter. They're an honorable race. The mountain is a harsh environment. Not many live there. Leave when you are ready. I will see you on your return. Be safe. Safe travels. And the next time we speak. See that he's hinting at
Yeah,
something?
insight real quick. Because I do not trust this guy with a lick. 15?
You can tell there's a moment of his own personal reflection of, it's subtle that you pick up on, that he's opening up. Talking around a campfire with no issue.
Well, better everyone, we have an eventful morning. As I get up, and I will start heading inside.
Specs Visitor stands up from the log, and as he passes the campfire, you see it just kick up a little bit as he disappears into the darkness.
What should we do later?
It seems like your journey never seems to stop.
If we take a dress before we have to do anything.
That is good. A feast between good fellows, companions. Let's drink, be merry, and begin your journey tomorrow. Malzahar chimes in. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. I'm not going to that mountain. Seeing what we've done, and I possibly have this crazy demon monster inside me. I'm just gonna have to pass on this one until I figure out more on what this is.
What that over just
Killing people in the middle of the night, it's the greatest thing ever.
because he's bringing from the mountains and also
Or just one of you when you're sleeping.
So I take who knows what the target in the moon.
So I think it's best if I just stay back here. Maybe find a nice rock in the woods and find a way to settle this contract. Maybe small animal, something that won't kill people. Maybe able to control it myself. His shadow flickers unnaturally.
Keep an eye out on what's going on too.
Yeah, go ahead and keep the cloak as a parting gift. This is mine, though I paid for it. With that, the night goes on and you guys get a long rest. Healing and licking from your wounds. Let's take a break. What are we doing?
I want to, before she wakes up, mix some charcoal and water and paint the rune of Freya on the back of her hand.
Which rune of Freya?
Don't know.
You have 8 at your disposal.
Protection. The one that kind of looks like an F, you know?
Like, I know I have a few of my foot.
Like a cursive, not cursive F, like a fancy slanted F. Yeah.
Or get rid of that line. This one.
What's everyone else doing while I figure out the exact runes that you can do?
I mean, I'm going back to the guy who
Because
promised me.
it's not really going to be for boosting something else, but my abilities as Rune Master inscribe somebody. I'm going to use a Rune of Freya to inscribe you.
I'm going to go back to the guy who promised me a discount if I came back alive. Alright. He said that he would have more pelts ready if I came back alive.
Unfortunately, that man is dead.
Did he get anything done while he was at it?
You can see that he's got a few things done, and then some of the villagers are going through it and handing them out and doing their best to kind of honor his wishes as well as take stuff they need to survive.
Couldn't try and intercept something? Okay. Just anything?
Persuasion.
Yeah, what's a lot? That's a 20.
All right, what exactly were you after?
Warm clothing.
Warm clothing. You were going through it. You did find that he did make you a specific set of gloves.
Okay. Fingerless gloves?
Not necessarily fingerless. You know that these 2 fingers right here are fingerless, but the rest 3 are leather on both sides.
Intercept those real quick?
Yeah. As you're talking, like, oh, he made it for me. He's like, yeah, you sure? It's like,
Said when he come back, I would have them for my bow.
Yeah, I'm fate touched.
Fate touch?
I'm not gonna
Fate
throw
touch?
any names
Fate
around.
touch?
We're
Fate
going
touch?
to the mountains?
Here are the ones that benefit of Freya.
I don't have anything I want to do. I'm just
Because I don't know
wait
which
until we
ones what.
supply up and head out.
I would like to go tradesman-wise and look to see if there's any fursmen currently in camp. In the refugee camp.
Oh, the Pilgrim Camp?
Yeah. Because I know traders tend to come and go from there. Mm-hmm. So I want to see if I can find any.
You know that no traders have come within the last 10 days that you've been out.
Oh, okay.
The Fehu, called the Gift of Life rune.
Yeah, you're now my inscribed.
All right, so we need to make a check to see if you want to paint it on the body. Go ahead and make me a rune set check. So dexterity based, you get your proficiency with it. Roll it.
I was right! Anyway.
11.
So you get a +6 to that roll. So, since you paint on for the next 24 hours, you gain a +1 to all ability checks, and a natural 20 is always considered a success.
The fun part about it is it technically will not come off until I take it off of you. Technically, because you're my
the
inscribed.
fun part.
As my inscribed, it pretty much lasts until I take it off or I paint on someone else.
Thank you.
And you can wipe it off your arm.
I won't be able to wipe it off.
No.
Just
Mats. I want to look for mats
I can.
of the mountain.
fan.
See if I can find anything.
You ask around, and no one has that map. No matter how much you ask around, you get to the same map with two different style artists that go around and have made the map in your general area. And some even dip into Fenmark, more to the west, or even a little bit more to the north toward the Jutlands, but not toward Norvgr. One female does suggest to ask more when you're south for like a mountaineer or someone who's a guide. They would probably have something like that on them.
Like you kinda. With that, I think that's all I can really do.
Spencer, as you're waiting around, waiting for your companions to come together, you do see the boy from a distance as he's like just looking at you. It's far away, but he just watches you like a hawk watching, say, prey from a distance, but with no motive of moving. Just looks at you and a little wave and quiet. It's not disturbing.
Like it's not disturbing?
Usually when somebody's staring at you, it's because this odd level, this unnaturalness to it, but it seems almost hollow, just looking at you.
I'm start walking towards him. I don't break eye contact.
Goes into a dead sprint.
I can almost get there.
In 6 seconds.
You approach the boy as he's just waiting. Just as you come up to him, you get right in front of him. The boy is just looking at you.
Just like watches me the whole time I walk up to him.
It's a quiet conversation between you two. There's really not measuring for anything, just like looking at you in your eyes. You tell that there's a moment of sadness for him.
I'm gonna crouch down so that we're like eye to eye. So how do we get the crows on our side?
The boy reaches for your hand. Grabs your hand, and you see that he puts over and over, he puts the same mark on your hand, over and over. And there's no paint or anything, but you can feel how it's gone about. That one. Does it to you like 10, 11, 12 times. And then from there, you see him like turn his attention back toward the house where you first had the meeting with the crows. And he makes his way over there as Limerin just exits the entrance and looks up. Waves to you. Yeah, gets the boy by the hand and leads him back inside.
I'm gonna head back to Baldwin's.
I'm gonna try and kind of help spruce up the area where we go eat at. Since we probably got it all nice and dirty last night.
You're cleaning up the area just right after you paint the symbol. Where's the symbol located on you?
Left hand.
Is this you?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Makes my magic working a little better.
Normally people ask.
Figured you would mind. I do tell you all the time anyway.
Thank you. But next time ask.
Just getting head patted. Never really been head patted before? It's weird. Okay. Want to help me clean up a little bit?
I'm going to start heading towards tribesperson who I've talked to before. I think he was the elder. I forgot what he was called though.
Jarl?
Not Jarl. That wasn't. He was mayor-esque. He was accompanied by two people at all times. But it wasn't Jarl.
The Jarl?
Was it
It
Jarl?
was the Jarl.
Jarl or Alecker?
I know his face, and that's all that matters to me. Because I didn't really care for him. Hence, I didn't write his name down. I'm gonna look around town for him, see if I can find.
You find him at his house.
You guys are talking to again. Hello. How's the situation I've updated you about?
Menaja, it's good to see you again. How are you? How are things?
Not doing all right. Gonna have to head out soon again.
Of course.
Just figured I'd
check in about the situation I left last time.
I haven't seen or heard anything with my eyes or ears. I'm still concerned. I'm sure that something might come up. The recent attack yesterday caught us all unaware, but it had nothing to do with what we discussed.
I have a request of sorts. We are being sent on a long journey to the mountains, and I was wondering if there was any winter supplies that we could acquire before we left.
I'm willing to part ways with something, as you have the coin for it.
I do. Of course.
What are you after?
Clothing more than anything.
Of course, winter. What specifically?
Perhaps something for my upper body.
Some breeches or something heavier. I got something in the back.
Willing to pay, of course, anything worth not freezing to death.
That's a mixture of elk hide and some tan leather. Is that fine with you?
That sounds fine.
Yeah, I got something in the back. Yeah, goes to get it, comes back.
Pulls out some coin.
Got 11 silver on you?
Of course. I'm going to slip in there an extra 4 silver. Just, not mentioning it, but slipping it in there.
You slip in the silver, he grabs it, and you can see that he gets ready to turn. He goes, "You gave me too much."
Of course. You've been more than kind to me. Figured I'd pay it back a little bit.
As a merchant in my former life, it's good to keep as much coin as you have when possible. You never know who you're going to deal with. Coin is the trade of all things.
I'm sure I'm going to trade with you again.
Not just me you want to trade with. You never know. He might get you out of a bind with the right bribe.
If you insist.
Gives you the 4 back. Well, the generosity is welcome at times like this.
Is there anything you need while I'm heading up towards the mountains?
How's my son?
Quick remembering check. Who's his son?
Limrin?
Limerick? I can't say I've seen him. I was too busy as soon as I got here. Where did Limerick live beforehand?
Limrin is the one of the 3 meanders.
Got it. Okay, I'm caught up.
Yeah.
We're good.
If only they took notes.
I do. Better to hear. I'm sorry I'm in the middle of a conversation and can't be like, wait a second, let me check.
You can.
He's doing fine. He has a lot on his plate at the moment.
He is young. There's much he could still learn.
I mean, beyond checking on your son, do you need anything I can find out there, or?
I heard that you'll have to go south, far south. And I haven't heard any news from Norvgr. Norvgr, the mountain. Nothing at all.
There's news from Norvgr? That's all you want?
Haven't heard anything, and I'm just as curious on what is going on. How long do you think you're going to be away for?
A while. 50 days, maybe more.
Possibly 2 months, there and back.
That should be the easy part. It's getting there, trying to find the path that would be hard.
I can see where you're coming from. Well, safe travels, and
Thank you. Go back to the hut.
So I would like to try and go to the little store merchant guy.
there's just a lot of people. You can, like pilgrims, they can barter and such, but there's not like no specific store.
Do I see anyone that looks like they might have some weapons?
Persuasion.
Can she use her strength?
Nat 20.
She knows.
Automatic success.
Automatic success. You do find one person. His name is Sven. He is the blacksmith of this area. You go straight to him, and you see that he's making looks like having an issue with an axe, but he's working on it. Who's there? Well, good to see you. Come in. What can these old bones do for you?
What weapons do you have for sale?
Many.
Do you have any axes, short swords?
I do.
How much?
How many? One of each? Two of both?
One each.
So a short sword. What kind of axe?
Simple hand axe,
Hand axe. Throwable?
please.
Starts going through some of his stuff. Puts a short sword on the table. Goes around, looks at one axe. Puts it down, looks at another one. Puts it on the table. See. 12 silver.
And how much to fix this?
Look at your great axe. 10.
Deal.
Is time a problem?
Slight.
And you're gonna have to come back to me with this. This is a whole day.
Understandable. Thank you.
So 12 for the silver for both these. Checks in. All yours. The handle's a little loose. Beware on that.
Thank you.
You feel it? Feels sturdy. There's no little loose.
Okay.
You managed to get a hold of some of the supplies, rations that Spixvatter was talking about. They managed to come to you and give you 20 rations that they're willing to part with.
5. After that, I do want to try and get some information about if anyone knows anything about traveling around the mountains. Just asking around.
From what you
or
gather.
villages around there.
From Uppsala, no one really has any solid information about the mountain. It's the same thing that you guys heard over and over. If anybody had the information, it would have been Spexfitter, and he already gave you all the details that he can give you about the mountain. If anybody else who's going to have more information about that, it'd be this person.
Figure we get headed from Germany that way. Not that I'll just kind of be back up there.
I'm gonna grab this stuff and go back. After I got the.
And then we'll pass out rations as I see everyone up there.
All right, you all come back together at Baldwin's.
Up. Everyone gets 5.
Does anyone need a short sword?
I'm good with my one.
Does it look in similar condition to mine?
A little bit different. You could tell that whoever made the short sword for this one, they reinforced the leather, and the blade itself looks more sturdy. Like, with your short sword, shit, you might be able to sharpen it with your teeth. With this, whatever they did, good craftsmanship on it. Do they have the same properties? Yes.
Okay.
I could use, and I don't really have them to throw up in besides my mug.
Short sword at their head.
Spectars and nothing, I guess.
Are we all ready?
Here's everyone's rations.
Thank you.
Anyone gather any information? Because I didn't hear much.
There's nothing to hear out of what has already been said.
Though I will say, I'm going to need a rest not soon after we teleport out near the rendezvous.
I don't think we're heading to Rendezvous again. We're gonna have to go the normal way. If we go back to Rendezvous, there's a good chance we'll be attacked as soon as we get there. Especially if a living, flaming corpse suddenly appears there, where it was supposed to be gone.
Yeah, they were in the woods nearby. We could tell what the woods nearby.
Map
The
wise,
witch.
Hmm?
With the witch.
I'd rather avoid.
Pretty sure we've always got told, don't worry about her.
I'd rather avoid that woman as long as possible. If that's all right with all of you. Much rather freeze to death before I even get close to getting near her.
Yeah? Let's see where we can find a way.
We never really specified, Shay. What did I get? Pants? That's it?
Chest.
By the way, I'm totally taking Moxar's cloak.
Yeah, that's what I said, you're gonna get it.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone ready for the journey ahead?
I guess we're as lucky as we can be.
How's everyone when it comes to clothing?
Good as we probably can be. Worst come to worst, if we find the village on the way, we can try and get a little more.
Well, let's get to it.
Lead the way.
I'm gonna try and lead as far as I can recognize, and then from there use my.
I can probably help
Idea.
out.
That's up to you. I have not once asked you, so that's up to you. Out of character.
Oh,
We at least just set the thought up in the right direction for now.
Yeah. We'll hit mountains eventually. We'll know where it is.
From where you are to the mountains, if you're going straight there, it'll take you 56, maybe 57 days.
Yeah.
Mandibu would cut that time down by 10 days.
Wish you would have said that before.
He did. That's why I was. That's why I was like, oh, we're just gonna teleport over there.
No, but
We'll just wait till a little in the evening,
well, isn't the portal like Chloe though?
and we can go in the woods. At least enough to where they
So-
can't see it.
are we by ourselves?
just
Can
loop
anyone hear us?
around.
You guys are at the edge of the village.
If here's what I want to know. There was a forest outskirts before we hit Dramandibu.
Mm-hmm.
Could we go to that instead of saying I want to go to Dramandibu?
That's what I was thinking. I just have to been there.
Just know that from the look of it, you were exhausted when we.
Oh no, that's why I said I'm gonna need a rest not long later.
Okay. Let's do that.
But I.
Let's try that. Then.
Let's walk a little ways out before we do that. We don't want to scare anybody.
Shay, this is a bad question. I'm gonna ask it anyway. Does memory count as a person against her? Okay, cool.
The wagon's considered 12 people. Fuck that wagon, no, I'm kidding.
Wagon's not alone!
Oh hey, I can teleport us to my house.
Good.
Don't
know where it is, though?
Would you really want to use it just to go to your house? You would have to
Hey,
wait
Dad!
another day.
I'm home! Did you sell anything? No!
No, I nearly died many
That's
times.
Just whoop whoop. I forgot this. Whoop whoop. You just used 2 spell slots?
Yeah,
Dramandibu.
we're gonna go out kind of a little way so no one can really see us. We don't scare anybody. And then we're gonna go into like the woodland outskirts. Maybe like 40 feet, maybe at least, into the woods.
You go into the woods to make sure that no keen eyes are looking at you as everyone looks around, just to double check. Go into perception.
Yeah. The closest I'm willing to get to Dramandibu is literally like 60 feet. Like in the wood line.
20 flat.
Alright. Yeah, you're looking around. Doesn't anybody see anybody's watching you.
Okay. Light it up. Everyone in quick.
Take the rune, you put it on like the nearest tree, and you see your runes go around it, followed by that glow. And you get this raven's eye view. And this time, when you look at it, bing, 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 you see 3 areas open up, which is Uppsala, Dramandibu, and Varmfors.
Well, go on to Dramandibu. So we're gonna go over this way.
Put your hand where it is, and then you step on through.
Nell, you first. Go.
Just a little off to the side of it and just kind of whoop.
Yes, I'm going first.
You guys are once again walking on the branches of Yggdrasil in this phantasm-like world, just following along. Not sure how time works here. Neil, since you're the first one, you step through. You find yourself stepping, you smell smoke as you look about. The pyre that was once on fire has now been completely, almost extinguished. Bodies have been burned away. The house that you were at, gone. Just ash. There's no sign of Odin's eye here. Looks like they left as you all step through. Ragnhild, you know that you don't actually have a set location on when you teleport somewhere. It looks like it's already set. It likes to focus on, from your last 2 jumps, the center of the area.
Well, you said you could get us in the wooded clearing.
I thought. Apparently that's not how it works. It teleports to the middle of the area.
Good.
Good to know now.
Well, looks like this place has been abandoned.
Nice.
Show looters as well. We should hurry. I'm going to start leading them south.
I'm gonna be behind him.
Sounds good.
Hurry, Days.
Oh, instead of 5 people, it's 4 people. That's right. Get rid of Malzar.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what?
I can
Malzahar. What? Malzahar.
He said he was gonna do his own thing, remember?
I wasn't.
And oh no, you went to bed before us.
Yes.
He's gonna go do his own thing for a little while and see if he can figure out about this mare.
Is he coming back?
Maybe.
Well, he's staying.
He's gonna hopefully keep an eye out for us when we get back.
No. Well, he doesn't. Stay near the village. So, let's.
I have a shirt warm for him.
We'll do that right now. Continuing onward.
Do you have any paper?
Me? Yeah.
Use them to write with?
Yeah. Take out my cloak. Some paper. Some coal. That's a sweet ass coal. Throws
What's that mean?
it back into the portal.
I'll start root check
I'm also
11.
going to.
with advantage.
Oh, advantage!
You know what? Can I try too also?
24!
Normal. Go ahead and roll.
22.
Oh, that smells. That's a strong ass Sharpie. Yeah, 24.
Well.
Yo, you need that shirt.
Luckily, this belongs to the Freya domain. It's the Uru's rune. Yeah, write that down. So if I remember, like, hey, make a check, you'd be like, I already got that one. I'm like, all right, well. This one stands the survival instinct. The representation of this rune, this futhark, is that of a boar, of a charging boar, headstrong, and the fighting capabilities to continue.
Yeah.
It can be closely associated to the bear warriors and even the shadow wolves, as such as berserkers, or even Hafenvugger, which is like these wolf warriors. Some would even paint that on their bodies to give them this moment of power.
It's one of the runes of Freya. It tends to stand for survival instincts. The bears and wolves tend to use it. And it tends to kind of represent berserkers.
Okay.
The overall meaning is the survival instinct.
But yeah, mostly survival instinct.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
I rolled a 22.
Yeah, you both know that you have seen this symbol before, and you have an idea of what it means. Day 1. Day 2. Okay. Didn't know if anybody's forwarding. So go ahead. If anybody's making the survival,
Yeah. Well, I've been told she's doing Goodberry for that one. So.
Every day I'm doing Goodberry in the morning.
Okay.
the first 2 days. You begin the trek toward Norvgr. The great forest lies behind you as the terrain shifts with spacious meadows, spots of greenery, and temperate forest and hills. A layer of fresh snow rests on the ground, and luck has it that above a few sun rays mitigate the harsh weather. During the night, unlike the close trees overlooking your shoulder in the forest, out here was less confined, more open to gaze upon the beauty of the still crisp air and enough light to reflect off the snow, giving a majestic color of jewels and gems glitter across the lunar night. Day 3. You notice that today the air is noticeably chilly. Day 4. This night. The night comes quickly as you look to find shelter for the evening. You happen upon a small throng of pine trees, easily providing cover from the wind. As you enter, you notice a small pile of bones sticking up from the underbrush and snow alike. They look to be from birds or some small animal.
I'm going to do what I've been doing every night and setting up an alarm in the area. 20-foot cube
Around, centered on you?
on where I place it.
Like
Centered on fire?
That's where I kind of want to place it. So
does it look like a pile of bones or like?
It's like a scatter of here and there, like you can see it, like you see the spots here and there, just bones sticking out, jutting out.
Are any animal prints?
Survival.
14.
You know, looking at it, there are no animal prints. There's nothing there, but the bones themselves are from birds.
Good. Don't tell me anything about it. Don't can't tell if there's any animals run by.
I'm going to take. Can I take a couple of the bird schools?
There are 35 that you've collected.
Okay.
Is that the end of the idea?
Well, I've got to get stuff to get it
Okay.
together, but for now, yes.
Don't love small bird skulls.
She's got this collection.
You mad, bros?
No. Not at all.
You're on the view with them.
But
Are there any nests up in the trees?
she gave me I don't care.
Openly enough.
Perception check.
Fallen. 11.
You don't see any nests, but you see that there are a few crows that are on top of the trees. They're spacious. As you set up camp, overhead you hear the sound of crows cawing and perching on high, each loud and annoying.
Is that my alarm? Okay.
Like they're talking to their...
Speak with the animals.
You gotta love his impression.
It is so gibberish that you don't understand where it's even coming from.
Okay.
Like you're hearing different words and like annoyances, like "Hi, hello, what are you doing out here? Strangers, who are they?" Just constantly.
In bird speak. I'm gonna say, hello!
Quiet.
I just hear you call really loud.
Yeah.
And
We
then
are
just,
here for the night, nothing more. We leave in morning. Is this a problem? I stare at him, try to find which one's the head of the flock.
Seen two more fly in.
Yeah. Hello, welcome. You're gonna keep staring. Good. What are the ingredients?
oh, I love this.
Yes? I feel hostility. Can I insight this?
Go ahead.
Insight the bird? 10?
Awkward.
Yeah.
There's
Good.
an awkward air.
We're going to be leaving in the morning. Good night. I turn away from them and go back to talk. Keep an eye on the crows.
No kidding.
Who would have thought this one would help get rid of birds?
You don't have to be mean about it. I just have lived with them for a while.
It works.
So, continue with what we were doing. It shouldn't bother us tonight if they do. They aren't a match to us, so start setting up, waiting for listening because it lasts for an hour. I'm waiting and listening.
Since I have 6 extra berries from this morning, I will.
Don't do that.
I was going to do that
I was gonna like walk a little way, good ways out and just
If you-
yeet into the distance.
Oh, I can't stop them. It's fine.
You set up camp.
That was me before.
They're quiet. Just watching. More and more keep showing up though.
Yeah. Before the hour ends.
As you're the only one on watch for the first hour, as soon as everyone goes to sleep.
Animal speech.
Each one of them's going, wake up! Wakey, wakey!
We're up. Why are you yelling?
Hour goes by.
As
each of them cawing,
Ignore.
no, about 15 minutes in.
making it hard to sleep. Each a different tone and pitch, chatting with one another like they're at an all thing.
I'm from the farm. Sleeping with loud noises
I'm
is
going
not
to-
a problem.
I should have stolen
Take a
these.
shot. Just not at them, right? Just enough to shake a tree to scare them.
All right. Yeah.
Intimidate a crow?
As you're like on your last hour or two, you take a shot, pulling an arrow out. Go ahead and roll attack. Are you attacking a crow?
No, I just want to attack the tree to shake it.
Oh, okay. All right, roll.
That's it.
Roll. Here we go.
Scare the shit out of them.
It's a 9,
That's a hit.
but it's, I mean, yeah. 20.
It hits the tree. The moment you hit the tree, in one synchronized moment, they all stopped. The only sound remained was the burning of wood and tinder of the campfire. The fire burned bright, and shadows danced among the trees. From above, the faint light reflected off their eyes, revealing a red color as they stood in silence, looking directly towards you. Seconds felt like minutes. Without warning, they lunged below. Sharp talons fly forward, desperate to rip skin from flesh. Roll initiative.
7.
12.
I got a 23.
So, this is the order. Everyone is awake because these assholes have been keeping you all up, so no one gets a surprise round. They're just like,
I wouldn't get surprised anyway.
It's like the sleep I get in real life. When you're not actually asleep, but you actually get sleep.
all right, Menaja.
Which crows? Where crows? Crows go where?
Everywhere?
You see, these are swarms as they are surrounding you, pecking, slashing at you with their talons just everywhere around you.
I'ma do a thing. So how many swarms are there? Only this one? 2? That one and that one? What's that for strike?
What spells?
I have one spell. I looked it up. I get 1 free cast of Sweet Potatoes today. Yeah.
Oh, from Swarmkeeper?
Yeah. I had to make sure. That's why I was like, hold up, this is very specific. So I am going to pull my short sword and take a swing. 13.
Oh, hit.
For 6 damage.
You slash at it. You get about 2 to 3 of these crows.
I'm gonna stay there. I can still reach my bow from here, right?
You gotta occupy the space.
I'm going back up. Can you move me like 10 feet that way? And that's it.
All right. Remember, everything here is considered difficult terrain.
I'm in rage. I'm gonna rage,
You're going to rage? Okay.
and then
We just hear screaming as we see something stand up in the tent.
a
Miss. As you slash at air as these crows depart, hitting the ground, flying around you.
I'm gonna stay there because I still want to hit them.
You can go into their space.
Did I actually throw out the berries already? Or have I not done
Yeah.
it? I have, because we went to sleep. It was like if I didn't, I'm just gonna start pelting with them.
I gave you. Well, you can't really see that. Never mind.
Is that it?
Yes.
In my turn.
Yeah.
You stood up, not sure what's happening. All these crows just going ballistic. Monster! I'm gonna attack. You see these swarm of crows as like it almost separates like these two groups. One goes for you, Ragnhild, as you take cover and just they're trying to get at you, and you're just underneath that they're having problems with the boulder. For you, Nail, as you slash, they just swarm you. You can feel within your rage just pecking at you with their beaks. 10 points of damage. You're raging, so it's fine. You haven't acted yet. You haven't acted yet, though. You haven't even. You can't react if you haven't acted, right?
You have to have a turn first before you can react.
All right. So what do you want to do?
I was just gonna try and boost her AC.
Oh, the benefits of that paint have
Yeah.
gone away, but you still have the paint on you.
Okay. Thank you.
And that's just my benefits.
Okay.
This is one of them. I don't have to cast my circle on
There's
you anymore.
nothing saying.
You're always considered inside of it, as long as you have that pain.
There's nothing saying that she cannot take that reaction. As far as I'm looking.
So adding 5 to her AC, does that stop it?
It does stop it. You prevent, as the attacks try to get to you, it's like your skin itself is just too strong,
This symbol on
as
your
they're
hand
just
just
not
kind of-
making it.
Glows. And like a bracelet of the Futhar circles around your wrist, and it just expands and shrinks back.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Ragnhild, your turn.
I will use bless. Do, 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 do.
Okay. All right. Anything else? How do you want to describe bless?
Just it looks just kind of a random, like small wildlife creature, just kind of, I guess spectral version, kind of just springs from my hand, and just kind of bounces towards you and just circles you, and then you're just kind of.
Okay.
So what benefits does Bless have?
You add a
Savings throw before?
when you whenever a target makes an attack roll or saving throw before this spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack roll or saving throw.
And as a bonus fun, if you get a nat 1 on your attack, you don't get a card.
Cool.
New round.
Have we decided for the opposite of that though with Bane? Somebody casts Bane and you get a nat 20, does it count as not a crit?
I'm fine with that.
Like if you have Bane on you?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Menage.
I'm going over to my boat. I'm going to go past him and then take a swipe. I'm going to take a swipe with short sword.
So object interaction to grab the bow off the ground.
And then short sword. Good. Favored foe. 12 plus 5, 17.
That is a hit.
15. 6 plus 2 plus 4.
You slash hard into the swarm and you get the singular crow in there as well as a good chunk of others as they almost like line up with you and you take out 7 of them. Next up is Nail.
We're trying to. 10.
Miss. Now I'm going to teach you a little bit about Barbarian, okay? When you're playing a Barbarian, there's one thing that you need to focus on. Who gives a fuck if you get hit? Honestly, you're in rage, right?
Right.
So why not reckless? Everyone gets an advantage on you, but who cares? You're reckless, you get half damage on slashing, piercing, and bludgeoning. So if your goal is to get... Yeah, so why not reckless literally on everything? Because you have a health pool.
Oh yeah.
A barbarian is not about high AC, a barbarian is about high HP, and you have 42. And then you get to cut the damage in half?
I already was reckless. That was with reckless. I rolled a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
No, reckless gives you advantage.
Okay.
So do that every time. When you're in rage, every time. Who cares?
There are some scenarios where it's
Some
not
scenarios,
good.
sure, but why not? You're there to hit hard and you want to get rid of the enemy quick.
Right.
So what'd you get?
13.
That's a hit. So 7
7.
plus
Oh, I had 3. Okay, so 10.
plus
Oh, I forgot to add the bless.
I already had
the rage.
Oh. 13. 2. 12.
12 damage. Good job.
Fix it.
This is so new. Oh my gosh, you need to work way more.
We'll make a barbarian out of you yet.
Hey, it takes a
Oh,
while.
I wish I was a barbarian.
I've played Barbarian several times.
You slash, take your great axe, and as hard as you can into the swarm that you are with. You take out 6 more of these crows. You can see that it has caused some damage. It has caused some damage. That the swarm is not as potent, as powerful as it once was. All right, what else is Nail doing? Is that it?
Yeah.
Svenner.
We'll run up to the swarm that is surrounding her, and I'm going to attack them. With my short sword.
What's more?
That is a 24 to hit.
That's a miss.
Okay, so my next attack. 7 damage.
Okay. As he punches 5 crows out of the sky.
You take a short sword. You take 3 of them out of the sky.
Now I'm going to try the sweeping leg kick. That is a 10 to hit.
That's a miss.
That sucks. Yeah, that's my turn. I had a flurry. I forgot to before I rolled the attack.
All right. Next up is Monster.
Who's he attacking?
Don't fucking worry about it.
I will worry about it, actually.
Then worry. Worry. I hit both of you. So I'm gonna roll this damage against Nail. Okay, and then you're raging, so I gotta cut that in half. You suffer. It's a big number. 2 points of damage. See where I'm coming from?
I don't know if I can take this, guys.
Yeah.
They have.
Watch out, she's at 40 HP. Watch out, she's almost blooded. Ragnhild. Fortunately for you, you're going to take a little bit more than that.
Yeah, I know.
There we go. 7 points of damage. Is Blessed concentration? Gotta make a concentration check.
You need a +6.
Hey, I never even thought about adding it anyway, so we're good.
It's okay.
Does that also affect your Futhark circle?
Nope.
Alright, so Bless is gone. As they start pecking at you, you lose concentration.
Doesn't count at anything.
Good. Hashtag not blessed.
Yeah, hashtag not blessed. Alright, and that ends their turn as they continue to peck at you. Ragnhild, your go.
Take a swing with my new little sword.
Welcome.
4, so 11.
Miss as you start swiping wildly trying to hit one. Anything else, Ragnhild? That's it. New round. Menaja.
I'm going to steal my short sword.
Cool.
I'm going to take an attack of opportunity and back up into the tree line.
Okay. Miss.
As for flavor, I grab the arrow I just shot and shoot it into the crows. Attacking that one.
Attacking her, okay.
Yeah, her. Yes, specifically her.
You get advantage, she reckless.
Oh, that's a hit. It's over 15
Yes.
13 plus 5.
Yo.
For funsies, what would you do on damage?
Okay. 18.
Somewhere in the universe, that's perfectly lined up with the remaining
3 crows?
8 crows. Somewhere, he just, and it strikes all of them, and it goes right into the tent.
That's a clean dot.
A crow kebab, some would say.
It's another meat kebab!
Let's move on. Menage, what else are you doing, bud?
Where's the other? The crows are right there, right?
Oh yeah.
I guess I'm going to
As
Go
I'm
this
like
way, one-
covering my face,
and
swinging
go this way one more, then that's it.
savagely.
this way. One more. That. Yep.
And I'm just like swinging savagely upward.
How much movement you
I got 30.
got? Nail, your go.
I'm gonna run up by her. And but I have to say I'm in rage again.
No, you're still in rage.
Okay, cool.
You have to say, yeah.
That's a nat 20.
20. Oh, I'm sorry. You meant reckless.
Reckless.
Yes, you have to say reckless every time, just so we know. Okay,
Thank you.
cool. So,
So that's all. Your ability does no longer work, correct?
Bless? No.
No, not blessed. With the circle.
The circle's still on.
That's always active.
it's always active unless you wipe it away.
That
Well, if
one,
you
the
put it
one
in
trait
snow.
that lasted a day is not active anymore.
Okay, that's what I was asking about.
That one lasted for a day, but the circle being on you is until either I remove it or put it on someone else.
All right, since it's a swarm and I just put 3 of these in here, none of them can't be done because of the creature, so no damage. We'll just stick with that one. So right now, since you use a great axe, you already have a 12 up here. So go ahead and roll. What'd you get on damage?
12. I rolled. No, I rolled a 2.
2. So 2 plus your strength plus your rage.
8. Yeah, 8.
8. So 8 plus 12, 20.
Just thunk.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
Just take it, hold it flat, and just go.
Yeah, it's all power in hell. It's a swing followed by a double back.
Yeah, that's why I said just sideways, as much collateral.
You get 6 on this way and 4 coming back. But there are still plenty that Yeah, the crows have become. There's not as many this time. Svenner, your go.
I'm trying to take out a few of the other ones.
Yes, whatever you just said.
I'm attacking.
It's late. 12.
Hit.
5.
Still up.
Punching them. 11.
Miss.
They all have turns before me, guys. It is 9-10. I'm sure you can finish this battle without
Have a
me.
good night.
Next up is Monster. Wash, rinse, repeat. I have hit.
I can't stop you.
Making sure. A nat 19. You suffer 3 points of pecking damage. Just peck marks everywhere. Next up is Ragnhild.
Go for it again, just wildly swinging
Please
here.
don't hit me.
Wildly swinging.
14
Hit.
plus 2.
You are attacking wildly.
7.
You manage to hook 3 of them, and they die and fall to the ground.
Hey.
New round, Menage.
I've never used a short sword, but I know how to use
Good
a
job.
really long sword.
Yes.
I thought you were proficient.
I'm proficient with it, but I've only really ever
Yes.
used a long sword.
I'll,
So I'm just making up with distance with just sheer coverage.
I'll do favored foe. Make it easy. 15?
Miss.
Damn. Be right here. 10, 15, 25.
With that, you shoot at more of the crows. Again, they line up. About 5 of them remain, and you see them just disperse. And they fly into the air. And that was the encounter right there.
Immediately, I'm going to grab
Yeah, something good.
the kebab that he had.
Go right into the tent. There it is. Just an arrow stuck right to the pole in the center with, leaning downward, 8 crows.
And I'm going to start plucking off the feathers.
The same. We're gonna start making food. She's making a kebab. I'm just gonna try and make something edible. Extra rations is
I
what my
mean-
aim is here.
Arrows, and then whatever she plucks off, I grab the feathers and
I'll just give you the feathers.
use them
We'll just
for...
me and you will just make.
You got all but 1 arrow back.
Oh, I wonder why.
Me too.
She's making her kebab. I'm just trying to make something that resembles rations.
You guys use whatever crows that you can, just picking them up, gathering them. You're unfeathering them throughout the entire night.
We're not getting much sleep now. I've got as much as I can, so.
All right. And with that, we will stop. You guys are on day 4